So, when you have a triangle like this, okay, hopefully everyone knows SOHCAHTOA, right? Sine, cosine, tangent. Be nice. All right, now, sine, S-I-N, but where are we going to start from? What angle is this? Right here. Does everyone see that you have to start at H? So I'm going to put a little archy at H. Sine. And then we're going to label the opposite side. So draw an arrow opposite, put an O. Across from 90, put an H. And then your leftover is your adjacent A. Now, sine is so O over H. O over H. So what's O? What's H? All I need is the fraction. O is 12. H is 13. 12 over 13. That fraction is the answer. And that's what they're asking you on the front side of this assignment from yesterday and the day before. Just what's the fraction? You don't have to solve anything because there's no missing side because you know all three sides. Okay. So now tan I, the second question. Okay. I know this is tan. So some of y'all want to just go straight to O over A. But hold up, hold up. This is not H. Okay. You have to relabel OHA starting at angle I. Okay. Starting from I. So whenever you have to relabel, I would scratch out A and O. Okay, because A is going to change, O is going to change, H always stays the same. So now starting from angle I, right here, my O is now here. My A is now here. And with my new labeling, okay, tan is TOA, O over A, so it's going to be 5 over 12. Now, that's it for the warm up. Today we got to talk about depression. Yeah. Oh. Cooked in what? In general? Tell him the truth.
Hey, what did he say?
Well, do you agree with him? No. Then tell him the truth. Yeah. He is he is blue. This is like a blue steak, you know? All right. Let's do this. Merch store, merch store. Ain't nobody trying to buy from the merch store. I should. I should. Oh yeah. BTV is goaded. All right, here we go. Y'all ready? All right, notes, angles of elevation and depression. Angles forward looking up, angles forward looking down. Here we go. Write these two down real quick. Angle of elevation. The name kind of tells you, implies that the angle is elevating or going up. So you can see from our stick guy, this guy over here, his name is my guy. My guy. He's looking up, and this angle with the horizontal line makes an angle of elevation. And he's looking up at a hot air balloon. But if you're in the hot air balloon and you're looking down on my guy, well then, guess what? That's looking down is an angle of depression. Write those down, and then we're going to do the bottom example. Quick note today. Right. Don't be wrong. Be right. What? Good. Till we get to the next thing.
Okay. I think that.
What? What's up?
What, me?
What's up? Yeah. One moment. All right, here we go. Check it out. Now. Let's see. No, you pretended. There's something in your hand. Okay. All right. Now look, number one. Now there's, by the way, sorry. There's some procedural steps of what you should do. Now, first you want to draw a picture if there's no picture, and this is where some people get messed up. You want to label all the info, determine the angle and the side that you have, which is going to help you figure out the ratio, set up the ratio, and solve. Here we go. Number one. This is just basically a trig problem, kind of like we did on yesterday's warm-ups and the assignment. So if you're given an angle, put an archy, okay? And then you need to label the opposite side with an O, across from the 90 with an H, and your leftover with an A. We're doing this fast, guys, so I hope you're writing this down. I'm trying to give you more time to work. Now, once I label OHA, one of them's blank, and the one that's blank is H. So, O and A is what? So let's remember. SOHCAHTOA. Which one is OA? Right here. TOA. T. So T stands for tan. Gent. What's the angle we started at? 29. And then what's the fraction? O over A is X over 220. Now, I need to get X by itself. So how do I get rid of dividing by 220? Multiply by 220. Multiply by 220. And now that I have X by itself, I can put tan 29 times 220 in my calculator. Now I did this earlier. Tan 29 times 220, 121.948. Went it round. $948. Yeah. Okay, write that down real quick. Flip it over. We're going to do two examples on the back. So, I bet you could do example 3 on the back because there's a picture. Okay, if there's a picture, I'm going to assume you can do it if you've stuck with me and have been doing what we've been doing, right? Here, by the way. But example 2 and 4 on the back, I think people might struggle with because there's no picture. You got to draw the picture. You got to draw the picture, man. All right. So is everyone good for the back? Okay, flip it over. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. I guess so. Yeah. All right, so on the back, number 2, example 2. There's no picture here. What? That's crazy. That's my crazy face. All right, so example 2, we need to draw a picture. We need to draw Michael, my guy. Draw Michael. Now, once you draw Michael, it says his eyes are 5 feet off the ground. Okay, so here's his eyes. Okay, and they're 5 feet off the ground, and he's standing 30 feet away from the base of a building. So look, draw yourself a line like this. That's 30 feet away from a building. Okay, and he's looking up with these eyes at 50 degrees to the top of this building, to the point on the edge of the building's roof. Okay, so here's the building, and angle of elevation is going up, so he's looking up at 50 degrees. Okay, now this makes a nice right triangle. And what are we looking for? How tall is the building? So isn't tall over here, up and down? So put an X here. Now, can't you use trig to find this missing X? The answer is yes. But here's the second question. Is X what we're really looking for? Because it asks us to the nearest foot, how tall is the building? So remember, X is only to his crazy eyes. But then there's still like 5 feet, right? Off the ground. So we're going to find X, but the last step we got to do is add 5 extra to it. Did you get one? Yeah. Did you put it away? All right. So let's lock in. From 50, label OHA. Opposite side is over here. Across from 90 is over here. And the adjacent side. Now, this reminds me of the one we just did. The one side that has nothing on it is H, so by H. O over A, when you remember SOHCAHTOA, is O over A is T for tangent. The tangent of the angle of elevation, 50, equals O over A, X over 30. Okay? How do I get rid of the divided by 30? Opposite of dividing, multiply by 30, multiply by 30. Okay, so I did this earlier. 10, 50 times 30 is 35.752. No, that rounds up to 3. 35.753. Well, so some people would say that's the answer, Mr. G. I found the missing X. Everything's great. But is this X the whole building? Well, that's only his eyeballs. So we have to remember his eyes are 5 feet. It's supposed to be off, not of, off the ground. So we got to take this number and just add those 5 extra feet. And you would get 40.753. Okay. You can skip 3 because we're going to just jump down to 4. And I'm not even going to solve it. We're just going to set it up. We got to be good at drawing some pictures. So what are you drawing in this picture on number 4? It says from an airplane. Draw yourself a little airplane. Put a pencil in your hand. What? And you know what? You don't even have to draw a good one. I'll show you my airplane. Ready? That's it. Airplane. Don't matter. Okay? You can draw a circle for all I care. Okay?
Do it in a pencil.
Oh, do it. Don't worry.
Okay.
All right, so draw your airplane, and it has an altitude. That means straight up and down, 1200. And then it has an angle of depression, which means going down to a building on the ground that measures 28 degrees. Whoop. Whoop. Cannot draw a straight line. Wow. Just zoom in on 4 here. Let's zoom in on 4. So the angle of depression. Now here's the dealio. When you're in this plane, where's the angle of depression? Do you think it's right here? Whoops. Do you think it's right here or right here? If you put it on the inside of this triangle, that's not it, okay? Angle of depression is 28 degrees right here. That is angle of depression. Now, what you're looking for is the distance from the plane to the base of this building over here. So draw yourself a little building. Okay. I mean, a building. So airplane's flying. There's a building, 1200 altitude, and then angle of depression is 28. Over here, you cannot do trig unless you have an angle on the inside. So here's something you got to know, and I'm going to use a word from Unit 1. You got to find out the... Not you. Thank you. You got to find out this missing angle, and they add up to 90 degrees. There's a word we call complementary, or finding the complement. Complement. So that means 90, take away whatever you have, gives you the other one. What's 90 minus 28? 62. So this is actually 62 degrees, and then you kind of forget the 28. Okay, so the angle of depression is 28. It goes down. 62 is now my triangular angle, and I'm going to label OHA. Okay, I'm looking for the distance from the plane to the base. So this is where my X is. Okay, straight from the plane, straight to the base. So I don't need O. AH is cosine. Cosine 62 equals A over H. Switcheroo, you get X equals 1200 over cosine 62. And you get 2,556.065. 2556.065. I know I'm 25. And my units of measure are in meters. Okay, that's it. So again, we skipped 3. We did 2. And I want to give you the assignment so you have plenty of time to work on it. So here we go.